that, but if it's from the future, it could be like,
Ooh.
it could have been like 10,000. We're going backwards.
Or this
kind of
or
funny.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. We just, infinity dash. I don't know.
Infinity dash number 1.0 negative 4 plus pi. Spiritual gangsters from the future. That's right. We're back. I'm here live at the one and only House of Joy, Casa Alegria, the Butterfly Dome, here on the mountain of eternal waters, Churipo, with, this is all not made up, this is all real and true, Jonathan, Master Jonathan Mozenter.
Thank you, Christopher Kent, with your eloquent, animated, improvised beginning. Yeah, we were just talking about, we're from the future. What episode is it? We've done 3 from the past, but we're from the future. So how many episodes did we do? 300, what are we ending on 333? Does that sound like the biggest one?
If we're from the future, then this would have to be episode 1111.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's the only logical conclusion.
Yes, I agree. That's it, so what today we're having a really exciting thing. You're going to start off with a special gift for me. This is I have no idea what this is. Oh, I didn't even have my glasses on. So I didn't see it.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Right.
From the future. I didn't want him to see it. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody, I'm going to be gifting Master Mozenter here a Pokemon card. Why would we begin such a activity with such a gift?
I really like cards from my childhood, by the way. He didn't know that about me, but I'm a big card player.
I did know that about him. Spiritual gangster from the future. And my intuition said, grab your Pokemon cards. These Pokemon cards, ladies and gentlemen, I will keep this full, brief, short, and sweet. But I will give Jonathan enough information to know why he's receiving this. Okay. And you will receive a gift.
I'm getting shivers.
Well. So, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon.
Okay.
I really collected Pokemon. I didn't play it when I was a kid.
Okay.
But this is a representation to me of remembering that I am a character in a game.
Yeah.
And not to take myself so seriously.
Yes.
And so some say there's a thin line between the sacred and the silly. I like to say there is no line between the sacred and the silly. Sometimes. And the reason I'm giving this to you on camera here, Jonathan, I've never done this before on camera.
I've never received a Pokemon card from anyone ever, let alone on camera.
Ooh! And I have given.
That's why I love that we're from totally different generations.
I know, right? But we both have that dorky side of us. Like,
yeah.
I have a Dragon Ball Z tattoo.
Nice. I'm thinking about getting a Snoopy tattoo.
Nice.
With a sorcerer. That's gonna be my first tattoo. At age 54. Yeah, with a wand,
Birthday boy. Birthday's coming up.
April 12th, Saturday.
And truly a 54-year-old birthday boy.
That's
like,
right.
I was talking to Michael about this the other day. I was like, Jonathan's spirit to me is like a 17-year-old in the best possible way.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I don't.
A wise 17-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. Precisely. Like, I don't feel like I'm sitting down with a 54-year-old man. Yeah, a man, for sure, but like your spirit is so young.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean the energetics, the deep work, the psychedelics keeps imagination. We want to keep our imagination wide open. I still dream all the time like a little kid. To me, even that, I never let go of fate. But I feel like something like that is going to tie into the Pokemon card.
Oh, bro. Okay.
So let's go back to there.
So this is just like there's the Rumi Oracle deck. There's also the tarot card decks.
Oh yeah.
This is a tarot card.
Okay.
A Pokemon tarot card.
Okay. Tarot.
Yeah, tarot. Anchor, you're gonna love that. He loves how I use words so appropriately and make words up. Well, no, this is a Pokemon tarot card.
Okay.
It's different. It's a tarot card.
I feel like it's like a spirituality 7.6,
bro.
Like was birth.
Yeah. This is off the Richter scale.
It's like
right
Pokemon
now.
And tarot. Maybe they made it through that. Who knows?
Normal, yeah.
Backstory, actually.
Well, there's a lot of mythology in these stories. I won't get into that.
Yeah, let's our ADD guys want to go
right or like 94th.
Yeah, they're like, damn, what Pokemon card is it?
Yeah, okay. We know that's exactly what you're like.
That was my inner thought. I think I went from 17 to like 4 there.
Yeah, 7, I would say like
7.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna just lay all this out to give you this gift. Normally, I've done this probably now 25 times with close loved ones, friends, and family members. where I lay out 3 face-down Pokemon cards. And the way that I give it to you, I invite you to keep this on your altar in a holy place.
Okay.
Of course, it's up to you. And,
Yeah.
you know, however you keep your holy objects, I cannot force you. But the invitation is, this is a holy object. And it's to be seen and experienced and preyed upon as a holy object. And
I have an altar right by my computer.
Perfect.
I'm going to put it there.
Perfect. And I'm infusing this right now with a magical spell.
Wow.
And the spell is, on the lower right-hand corner, there's a message. And this message will be
That's very
fitting.
integral, man. My integral guy went bonkers when he said lower right.
Bro, well, in the lower right, you'll see an image, and the image and the metaphorical message will be an answer to your deepest heart's prayer. Whatever you've been praying about, whatever you've been seeking clarity around, whatever needs to fall into place so that everything in your life is more joyful, there's more ease, there's more love, there's more you to give, to share, to receive. This will be an answer to that. Now, upon reading it, you may not understand. It may require time to meditate on as you keep
I understand.
But
It could be both.
my spell is that right upon reading it, you know what the meaning is, and you're able to share with the audience what that meaning is in relationship to the answer of your prayer. Whether or not you want to share that, that's up to you.
Okay.
So normally people have 3 cards to pick from, but I knew when I chose this card that it was for you. And it's mostly because it's my only card that's left that's not holographic, and I'm not giving you any of my holographic cards. And so I invite you to tune into your heart's prayer.
Okay.
And the last piece in which I give this to you in is that not only are you consciously playing the character of Jonathan, but it's a full, like, there's no part of you that is unconsciously like, I have to be here, I need to do this, survival. This is fully a game, and you've chosen to play this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is the game within the game. And the last piece is, if you're ever at a fire ceremony, at a men's circle with a sacred fire, and you feel called to give this to the fire, I can't tell you how many deep moments in a fire ceremony I've been when we're like just in it chanting, and I'm just like,
whoa, all right. I'm ready to receive.
and I throw the Pokemon card in. So, brother, this is for you.
Let's pick it up.
Did you tune into your heart's prayer?
I feel like I'm living my heart's prayer.
Exactly.
Non-dual. All right, I don't know if they said he said the right word. What are the days? Non-dual. All right. Whoa. Triple cutters. Whoa. That's interesting. I had said non-dual and it was a triple cutter.
Yeah.
What's 3 coins? I don't know. Should I read the whole thing or what? This is canon word. All right. For those who know anything about Pokemon, I've just encountered a new energetic.
Here, get it closer.
Okay, yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, down a little bit. Boom. Pawn nerd, triple cutter. And y'all can't see it, but he's about to read to you what's in the lower right-hand corner, which is the answer to his heart's prayer.
This one. Canterbury will fiercely challenge even powerful foes. In a pinch, it'll cling to opponents and pierce them with blades all over its body. Yeah. I mean, what it says to me is it honors that my soul is to be here for the truth. But Triple Cutter, he's very meta, and he's not here. He's a different kind. Like a double cutter is like win lose. Triple cutter is like let's understand you, let's understand you, and let's pick the one that both win at the same time. He's very creative. He's very expansive, and that's what I like to do. And that's why I like psychedelics a lot. It's one of the reasons I love them. Is they expands creativity. If you know how to use them intelligently, it enhances performance and not just heals. And so, yeah, it opens the door. A lot of my clients come to me and start to do. Okay, yeah, I got a microdose of shrooms. With some golden teachers, and we're doing a little weed. Yeah, we're being it. Yeah, I think a new culture is coming where triple cutters are going to be everywhere. Instead of like people getting, I don't want to. I'm gonna get you a case for it too. Oh wow! I used to collect cards as a kid, like baseball, basketball, but now my favorite thing. This is the other deep meaning. This, and I want to hear your take on this too, because
here's your temporary case.
Oh, dude! Whew.
I don't give that to everyone.
Oh wow! Are these like older cards?
No, these are new.
Oh, these are new. Okay.
It will actually show you on the Pokemon what number Pokemon
Okay. He's got hit points. I used to play Dungeons and Dragons.
You see, like,
Yeah.
small print.
Yeah, like 148 of 197.
So 148.
Yeah.
So that might be original then. Because I
Okay.
think the original is 180.
Okay.
That might be one of the originals.
Oh, nice. Sweet. Fan of words and original. Yeah, that's what it's interesting that comes up because I don't know. One of the things that I like about psychedelics is that they allow you to see different parts of yourselves. And I think the future, the competitive advantage of the future is this new masculine. In the past, it was like, I got a bigger dick than you. I got bigger muscles. I'm going to beat you up.
Before we get into that, can I comment one thing on the Pokemon card?
Let me finish.
Yeah, go
I think I'm in the middle of a key point here. And then we'll come back to it. It'll fit in because I'm getting a little segue in.
Sweet.
So look, so this new masculine, like we got AI now, we got to be able to manage information. Christopher and I were talking just before that the new competitive advantage. I'm talking to you out there, for people who think AI is going to steal your job. There's things that AI cannot do
And will never be
able to do. They have these sensors all over their body, and when you learn to feel more, and it just opens up dimensions of information, and you can connect to anywhere in the universe, and you can collect information from the future, like Christopher and I was doing, and you can go sideways, you can go backwards, and there's a lot of and you could just connect with another person. When I'm with a client, I'm asking, can I connect your soul, your deep subconscious, your future self, so I can get information, and then the information just drops into my brain, and it's really good for them because I'm just working with what they want and where they're at, because you want to do an accurate assessment. So this new masculine, we were talking about, it's called non-dual contextual being. So it's got this guy who can take in a lot of information, and women can do it. It's not a male-female thing, but it's the masculine ability to take in a lot of information, including your feelings. So women, I'm talking about listening to their sensitivity to feelings, intuition. So it's just to take that information deeper, and like your thoughts, like what are you actually thinking? Sometimes people speed past thoughts. They don't realize there's thoughts under thoughts under thoughts under thoughts under thoughts under thoughts. That's the truth of subconscious. If you go all the way, you'll realize it goes all the way back to the beginning of the universe. That's my realization. It's all connected, but not to get too esoteric on you, but there are layers. The psychedelics, when used intelligently, can do that. But to finish this on the masculine and feminine, then I'm going to pass it back to you for this Pokemon ingenuity that we're doing. We're doing some creative magic here. So here, so the new, forget about worried about AI. You want to learn to use AI for the things it does well. I don't know. A lot of times I look at Chat GPT and it's really helpful, and sometimes I'm like, you're an idiot. I like tell them, I'm like, blah, blah. I like to say right to it, I could analyze this way better. I could include this and that. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Like it happens all the time.
learning.
It's learning. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, thanks you, Master Mozenter, for, helping out, show me things. It's starting to get to know, it gets to know you. Really. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. But, so
tears.
Yeah. So we want to use that information. We're not something to be afraid of. It's just like a data organized and with different protocols. But the new competitive advantage is mastering our being and really being able to take in more information, pause, and sort it out. In order to do it, we need to actually realize we have higher energy bandwidths. Just like our cell phones went from second generation to third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation, the human beings as an embodied species are going through an evolution, and the psychedelics are a bridge. Dennis
Dennis or Terrence?
Yeah, both.
Yeah,
Terrence, thank you. Are helping us realize the truth that these are a bridge technology, psychedelics, and they give you access to states that you couldn't normally do. So if you are like allowing, like a feminine principle of allowing, like more things to be, and then you're actually pausing, this is where the integration comes in, where you actually integrate with masculine. It's like, okay, the psychedelic experience or life showed me all these possibilities. Now you want to do some discernment, not judging, right or wrong, good or bad, because you're always learning. Why would you want to beat yourself up? We didn't come with a playbook of how to master this existence, and life is always changing. We're all doing the best they can. And so this is the new competitive advantage to me for leaders out there, for everyone really, is to be able to expand your mind, more creativity using a variety of tools. It doesn't have to be entheogens. There's a lot of ways to do it. We should talk about that some other time. And then see what's going on in your own mind, both creatively, like what are your biggest, wildest dreams, and also psychologically, like where are you still connected to the past, where your energy, like a lot of people like seem like great people, and then a certain situation triggers some sort of weird pattern in them. It's like, oh, I didn't see that one coming. Yeah, and so Christopher and I help people find those patterns and carefully take them off and replace them to a healthier pattern. So, anyways, that's a lot of stuff. You want to expand on that? Talk about the card.
I'm gonna wrap it all in together.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So
show us the way, brother.
So just like this triple cutter here,
Mhm.
and what I'm gonna wrap this into AI as a tool. I'm gonna wrap this into meditation as a tool,
Yep.
and psychedelics as
Nice.
simply a tool. So, and all of those again, they're well, guess what? A hammer can build a house if I'm using what John was referencing, discernment. So discernment to me is the sword of truth. And that when you first pulled this, I actually thought of Vishnu and Shiva and the sword of truth cutting through illusion.
Oh,
Yeah, Brahman, Shiva, Vishnu, triple cutter.
Yeah.
And this is a weapon to keep our heart open, in my experience, to keep my heart open, and yet to also keep my heart protected, protecting the most sacred, protecting truth. So that when my mind presents me with illusion, or I think a better way to say it is when it presents me with patterns or old tools that are no longer serving. I don't even need to say it's an illusion, but sometimes it feels really real when I'm in that pattern and I'm that little boy with my partner or with someone. It's like, this feels real, and me telling myself that it's illusion isn't helpful, but me telling myself, there's another tool that's available, and if I can respond instead of react, reorient self energy. So this all ties in together with this card in a very perfect sense, because I'm going to dispel the illusion, the fear. I'm going to dispel the fear. That's the word. The fear that causes suffering for people around AI and for people who have been, I'll just say it frankly, killed by a hammer, because these are tools that have been misused and taken out of context to support a capitalistic, I don't want to use the word capitalism exactly. There's some good qualities about it, but
Absolutely.
The root of all
like
this is
destructive. The consciousness that uses the tool is standing up later.
Exactly. So the biggest fear that people have that I know about AI is, oh no, this thing's going to be self-aware. And I say, who's creating all of this? This is created. This is an outpouring of our creativity. And to me, using AI, I just had this conversation with someone for this meeting, for example, for our creativity here, is no different than the same creativity that Michelangelo used to paint the, Sistine Chapel, I believe. That same creative touch is now manifesting as this tool, and it can be used for the liberation of all beings, whether it becomes or not becomes self-aware. The question is, do I, do you have the discernment and the integrity, which I know we do, to guide others in this global world to see that this can be a tool, just like hammers build incredible houses, so that we can build an incredible house of harmony, of peace, of liberation from suffering for all beings. That is why I'm using the tool of AI. That is why I use the tool of psychedelics. That is why I use the tool of meditation.
Nice.
That is all.
Wow. Well, triple cutter. I think one of the things, just for despite being 20, 25 years apart, we have these bodies of knowledge about the Eastern philosophies. Immediately, the first time, of course, we met at a party on psychedelics. The first thing we started talking about was transpersonal psychology and Ken Wilber, and how we're both students of Vajrayana Buddhism. And also we appreciate, you mentioned Vishnu and the Brahman and Shiva. It's actually knowing what, I know there are multiple interpretations of it, but I want to give one of my favorite ones, because this actually, people understood this deeply in every freaking moment, it would change their life. So when I understand these terms, I break it like this, and I'm projecting some stuff I learned from Vajrayana Buddhism on it. So listen to these three parts. Think about it from parts perspectives.
3 parts again.
That's why I brought it up. onwards, like changing the world right now. Ooh, I'm getting this energy. Woo. Oh, I'm gonna say something I've never said before. I don't know what's gonna be. Energetic upgrades. That's the word I'm getting to include into this triple N. I'm gonna just show you how you get energetic upgrades using this understanding. So if you understand the observer, there's this, anyone can do this meditation right now, guided meditation. Find the part of you that hears my voice, that sees the pictures on your screen, it's listening, it's feeling, it's receiving information. That's your observer, your witness. And he makes choices, or she, it's a masculine principle. But both men and women have masculine and feminine. So absolutely. So everyone's observer, I'm going to call the decider. So masculine in that way. And I'm going to show you that there are 3 types, and one is masculine, one is feminine, and one's a little bit of both. I'm going to show you this. This is the part I've never said before. So this is special. So everyone going to find that. Now we're going to find another part of you. Find Vishnu. So the first one is Shiva. Shiva's the observer. He's the destroyer because he takes in the perception, all the information, and then that creates a new perception. Okay? And so Vishnu is the space that holds the Brahman, which is the third part. But let's just talk about Vishnu. Vishnu's got both masculine and feminine. Why do I say both? Because Vishnu has this indestructible space that's always right here. It doesn't matter if you're dreaming, daydreaming, or living there. You've got this screen of awareness where everything occurs. It's the magical place where every experience, consciousness is called consciousness. This is where it all happens.
Vishnu's consciousness.
Vishnu's consciousness. Yeah, he's the lucid awareness. It's always right here. And so basically, bang, here's what I discovered from Donnie Epstein. If you allow, just be pure Vishnu, just be the clear space. That's what the Buddhists taught me. But Donnie explained to me what's going on. When you're pure Vishnu, you unleash what's called unbound free energy. There's free energy everywhere. In my opinion, there's endless free energy to know existence on all the dimensions it directly wants to experience. Because infinity, there's infinity things. But come back to Vishnu. This is what changed my life. When I was very ADD as a kid, growing up. Even did some meds and stuff. My mind's always racing. Yeah. And so this ability to hyper focus, but also just kind of spacing out sometimes. And so here we go. Vishnu, when I first started meditating, I was like, oh, what happened was I got off some story that I wasn't integrating. Not one story, like maybe thousands of stories in the back of my mind, maybe more, that I was not integrating. And so some part of my mind was like trying to integrate. And the other part of mine was like, I don't want to integrate that. I'm not ready. And so my mind was going, and then what happened when this was like my entire life. What do you mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought like this was a moment.
No, this is just a way of being.
Got it.
And I'm describing what's going on in people's minds. This is what's going on in my mind is maybe not quite as speedy because I was suppressing some really dark shit that I was not ready to resolve until my 40s and 50s. So I'm focusing on, see what I just did there? Some part of my mind actually got a little stuck, and then this unbound energy, because I'm Vishnu, was like, hey, get back to focusing on Vishnu. I want to talk about me, talk about the feminine part. So feminine part is this free energy. There's this free energy, which is more feminine, and it's held in this space. So the masculine and feminine are both in Vishnu. And what happens is when you actually become the space first, it frees up this energy. And a lot of times our brains are connected to all these other parts that Christopher and I are going to talk about, like defense parts, survival parts, and other kinds of parts. And so the way you can get new perspectives and bypass those guys in a healthy way is to get this unbound energy. And the psychedelics can do it, but so can this meditation, especially if you know how to be Vishnu, and some other ones like automatic emptiness is a big one. There's a lot of tools that both of us have that when you put them together, even more powerful. It's like a math equation. You get like 4 asterisks in a row, and you get some squares in there. Yeah, everyone has this ability, even if you're not into math. I'm just talking to my math friends out there. So let me talk about Brahman. Brahman's the receiver. That's the feminine. So once Shiva is kind of hit. It's like the beautiful image. It's creativity. It's unbounded. It's bounded creativity that's influenced by Shiva and Vishnu. And she's magnificent. She's beautiful. She's like the whole thing, in some ways. She's a show. The feminine's like, wow. The feminine, the form, the feminine principle, not females. Because all masculine and feminines have Vishnu, Brahman, and Shiva in them. So what does that do for you, man? What is that? If you heard it that way before, does that resonate with you?
It resonates, and I really love the part about Brahman. What really aligns and resonates to my understanding is what I have experienced culturally. I believe it gets it reversed, and it's that the feminine is like the space, and then the masculine is the form. And although I think that there is a perspective from which that can be accurate, it's also the reverse here. And that really resonates to me, because to me it is Vishnu, the masculine principle, that is actually the space, the container, uncontained container itself, in a way, where then in the womb, a womb without walls, that is Vishnu. Within that, the world, show, the Brahman is born, and that's experienced as the play, the lila of life. I really resonate with that. And my question for you about this model is, I heard Vishnu being unbounded consciousness, and I heard Brahman being the sort of, and Vishnu being the giver, and then the receiver being Brahman and the manifestation of that particular formulation or modulation of consciousness. Now, my question for you is the first element that you brought in, being the observer. And the word you gave for the observer, I think, was Shiva. Right? So can you help me distinguish I don't have a clear understanding. My mind blends Vishnu with Shiva in this modality. I don't see the difference between the observer and unbounded consciousness. What's the difference?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, they're all one thing.
Yeah, I know, but
so first I want to say Vishnu. Everything I agree you said about Vishnu, I agree, but also his indestructible essence, which also makes him masculine. That's important, because we're all eternal.
Unspeakable bliss, though.
Yeah, and so this is part of the shift that we're going through as a conscious. Why things are getting so crazy? We're realizing that, hey, we're these like scarce beings who have undigested trauma, so we're low energy beings, and we're moving to these creatures who then digest all their traumas, all our defense patterns, and realize we're eternal infinity. And like, it's actually a big switch. We're going through the transition now, and I spiritually, I was told I'm part of a team of people who help. Like, this is what my soul does. He comes to planets when they're in the middle of a transition, and that's it, my design. And I didn't know that until I started working with Vishnu. When Vishnu opened up this free energy, and then my Brahman totally changed. My sense of self changed. I went from, a good guy living a good life to someone who decided I want to live an epic life, and I claimed it. And then magical stuff started happening. I got sent to these meditations, and then they unlocked things in me. Yes, I want to go back to your question. Okay, Shiva. So the way I look at it, I think it's important that the Vedics knew what they were doing. They broke it into three for a reason.
Which is why I'm asking.
Yeah, because you want to. So if I'm most people, this is how most people do life. They're Shiva, they don't really see Vishnu, and so their Vishnu is colored with all these parts like defense patterns and other stuff. Ego, what people call ego. Ego is just being sense of self. But what people need to understand is ego has all kinds of subtle sense of selves that need to be addressed. Sometimes in clusters, but often one-on-one. And sometimes it takes a while. Some parts are there for a reason, and all parts dissolve exactly when they need to. But let me get back to Vishnu Shiva. So you have to have this unlocks the human potential understanding. This is an insanely amazing question. You want your Shiva, you have to have a part that's taking ownership of the whole thing. So if Vishnu didn't exist, you would always see things through a filter of defense patterns, and you would never know. Vishnu allows you to now get on top of the defense patterns, so you can separate them. It's a separation. There's
Self
fusion.
energy.
Yeah, yes, that is self energy, exactly. The unbound energy is the self energy,
Exactly.
non-dual. And then the unbound energy, since a lot of people get really scared, oh my God, it's free energy is going to change me. It's not. You get to work with it.
You get to work with your
Yeah.
existential angst at that point. You
Yeah,
realize there's no getting out of this.
Well, that's part of it too, but also it's like I think it's an energy that helps you find what you want. The universe will like push you, like, hey, now you know your infinity, but hey, you're also a character on Earth. Do you want to leave Earth, or do you want to stay here? Do you want to stay here? How do you want to be more useful? Okay, what's your dream? If this is your dream, then what do you need to change about yourself to be actually do that? That's what I'm talking about. When I talk about transformation, it's exactly what I just said. It's an exploration of your biggest dreams, finding out where you are now, and then how to close the gap.
Exactly.
And this tool of understanding Vishnu. So if you want you want to train Shiva. This is a pro move here. You want your observer to first go to Vishnu and not Brahman. Because right now it's going to Brahman, but Brahman's got a rose color. That's not even rose.
Is the observer
a doom color.
intentional?
Is that-
Is the observer the intentional?
It's the part
system?
of you that can, yes, part of you that
Bingo.
takes in the information. It takes in the attention and decides.
And that's how it's
and
related to
decides.
Brahman.
It's
then,
the
'cause
synthesizer too.
it's the one. Can I see if I'm understanding?
Yeah, but it's something just might fit.
Yeah, go for it.
It's exactly what you said. It's the combination of the three things we just said.
Right.
So it's it's taking this information and then it receives it, like you said, and then it's got to synthesize it and it's got to make sense of it, and then it's back, and it shapes Brahman with the energy it hits back with.
So I'm gonna
Go for it.
I'm gonna break it down, because the reason that I want to break it down, I like to talk about things like I can explain it to a first grader.
Yeah.
And that helps me understand.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not
yeah.
belittling
Go for it.
anybody. And so what I'm understanding, of course, these are all one, but there's a reason why this mythological ancient story has arrived here, and there's a reason it's split up into three. There's deep wisdom for us to need to glean from understanding this model. And the way I'm understanding it is Vishnu, unbounded consciousness, Brahman, the feminine, the form, and the middle, what's in the middle is what I call the attentional system. And that's how, I mean, the attentional system is made up of nothing but Vishnu and Brahman. Like, it's just a formulation, a modulation of consciousness appearing as the middle path in a way. I don't mean equanimity. I mean like something in between. So the attentional system, well, what is the attentional system? To me, that is the five sense faculties, thoughts and emotions. And so that allows me to be a bridge between Vishnu and Brahman in a way so that I can give my attention to Vishnu and be of service to Brahman and make sense of all of it to align it to my deepest heart's desires. So it's almost like my body, in a sense. I hesitate to say my body because that's Brahman, but I'm
Vishnu's a body too.
Yeah, but I mean like Brahman,
Formless body.
yeah, Vishnu being the formless, and then Brahman being the formed body. But what I'm understanding Shiva as is this middle way in between, where I can use my mind, I can use my body, I can use my senses, I can use my thoughts, I can use my emotions to be this middle bridge with my attentional, like literal, I'm saying, when I say attentional system, I mean, right now I'm thinking about this exact word that I'm saying, and I'm looking at that exact blade of grass.
Yeah.
And that attentional system is helping me align to Vishnu and Brahman. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Am I understanding this accurately based on what
No,
you're saying?
is he ever right? No. I mean, it's not wrong. It's just a different creative interpretation.
Yeah, well, I want to understand.
Yeah, you
this.
want to get us to we're on the same page.
And I want people to hear this. To
Yeah,
be like,
yeah, this
I
is
know
it.
exactly what they're.
We're on
referring to.
cutting edge. I'm talking about things I've never talked about before.
Exactly.
Which is what I love.
We're in
about-
unknown territory.
Yeah, in a good way, in a safe way. Yeah.
Give me this one. Give me this one.
Okay. Oh, this one. All right,
Yeah.
there we go. Thank you.
Shiva.
Yeah.
That's not your shirt. This is
It's not
Shiva.
my shirt. Yeah, I guess look at this. This is what unbound energy does. I did not know we were going to talk about Shiva today. I just went to my closet and something said Shiva shirt today.
We'll be talking about Will Ferrell next.
Well, I think comedy is part of the answer. So I've been thinking a lot about comedy today. But back to your detentional system. Okay, this is what, because I'm really connected to Vishnu. Like, he's my primary identity.
Right. I remember you saying
Is like, you can change who you are in the most creative, most amazing way. Like people have no idea what's possible, but I'm going to show them. Most people think their attentional system is like right in their head, right? I just take it in the sense. But what if I told you your attentional system is like everywhere in the universe, it's every one? Imagine what's possible if you could do that. What if you knew that for sure?
Wonderful.
Yeah, and you could still be you.
And overwhelming.
Like I could.
That's overwhelming too.
Yeah, well, you got to.
Because I need to figure out, okay, if I'm all of that, well, what do I focus on to realize and know that, and what's the use of it?
That's it. That's called yes. That, there's a lot of surrender in that, but you get. So here's the deal. I don't remember what I've told. Anyways, I'm in a lineage from Tibet to Westernized Vajrayana Buddhism. So I'm like, well, second, something like second generation. Daniel P. Brown is my root teacher. He passed away recently, but he said everyone in the class, he's like, I get vision of the future, just like I get vision of the future, I see the future all the time. So did he, and he said, like, I know for sure that he says it's going to happen in the generation after me, where Vajrayana Buddhism is going to spread to the world, and it's going to play an important role. It's not the only reason
right now.
We are it. This is it, right? This is the story of that right now. And it's all of Vajrayana Buddhism is a map of the mind. It's what I just said. It's got tools. It's a little bit more refined even than the one I just said. But let's slow down because I think what you said is really important. Attentional system. So that if you claim Shiva or the witness, what you're doing is you keep the whole. This is a huge part of the spiritual game. It needs to be named at a more precise level. I know you do it because you do it with your clients yourself, but not everyone out there realizes what spiritual work, what this part really means. You're actually your attentional system's got layers like a lot of layers of stuff, senses of self, stories, arts, trauma, all that kind of stuff. So what you do is when you start becoming Vishnu, you say, I want to be this guy using this guy's energy. It's like a pith instruction to your consciousness. This is what I describe it. I'm a Vajrayana Buddhist, but I'm Westernizing it. So I spend a lot of good time getting. Actually, I did deity yoga with Jesus. I'm a deity yoga practitioner.
My man.
I didn't know why I was doing it actually,
for that.
because I won't get into the whole story now, but I do a lot of things. I play with Ganesha, I play with Shiva, I play with Snoopy. I love archetypes. That's why I'm gonna start playing with this guy. This is my triple cutter guy. I'm doing them right now, I guess. Triple cutter by Jonathan Mozenter, and we're all gonna with this using archetypes is cool. All right, come back to the main things. This. What was I saying?
We're gonna get one answer question to this.
Yeah, I'm doing your attentional system. So I want to get your answer. So I want people to specifically know. We want to name, get tight language. I think because the more conscious we are with the language. So we want to claim witness, like last layer, Atman, whatever. So if you really understand last layer, and then what happens is then all the Atman can do is like he's buried under all kinds of layers, but he can send a signal up with some free energy, and he can tell you what layer you need to move off. And so what happens when you're doing is you start moving off some layers. It's done very slowly, and your soul, your Atman knows how to do it at the rate you do it, and it helps you find your greatest dreams and how to remove the programs and all. You are removing them and you're plugging into something higher. So what I do with parts work, that's my own thing, is I create parts who amplify that process. And so does that help you understand what I'm talking about? So Shiva's this last bit. Does that answer your question?
I did.
Maybe it was the same thing that you were saying, or maybe you could describe the audience if it was or wasn't, or what you learned from that.
Well, first of all, I just went right back. I did that as you were speaking.
Nice.
Far back. And I'm like, oh, this is my dream.
Yes.
Right now, it's exactly what I want.
Yes.
So it's like I zoomed out and then I zoomed right back in. I'm like, this is it.
Yeah.
Everything exactly the way it is, including all the room for improvements, which is one of the reasons that's my dream.
Yeah.
So it's experientially working, and at the same time, what I'm hearing, and I'll try to share with you what I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really important to be precise with. So we know, so I know, so whoever's watching knows precisely what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And experientially is the best, of course. So Atman, I then started to identify with, oh, Atman is Vishnu. Maybe if you Atman might be a layer outside of the formulation that's Vishnu.
Yeah.
But
I mean, well, no, Atman, like this, I like to separate them because they're also the same. Like, but you know, from a parts perspective, you want the part of you. This is exactly why the key ingredient is these two energies, bound and unbound. Bound.
Brahman.
No. This is a different distinction.
Okay.
But yeah, Brahman's bound. Right, Brahman's definitely bound. So yes, 100%. And Vishnu, when evoked, is unbound. Actually, I thank you for saying that. Yeah. So you want Shiva so bound. They're both awesome. So the only thing that bound is like food is
Our
bodies, everything, anything you can name. But you want all I'm talking about is remember we talked about increasing creativity and productivity. What if you just knew if you cultivated unbound energy, this free energy, right? And then you directed it. So this is what I teach all my students. You want to cultivate more energy, more free energy, and then you want to direct it. You want to flavor it with the right energetics. Like we got some triple cutter energetics. This is an energetic. So we got mono art is an energetic. Yeah, it's a bound energetic. You're always playing with bound energetics, but you want to first give yourself a little diggity, like a little.
Give yourself a little.
Yeah, it's just like we had a monster drink early, and we got some flavored weed. There's some unbound energy in that stuff. Saying enthusiasm. We both love this topic. We love talking to each other. We love sharing with you guys. Yeah. So we want a little bit of unbound, and then let that unbound guide you into what flavors of your energy, and then also where you are in the process. Like this is another bound energy, but this is like a bound. Like where are you in the transformational process? Or you're not gonna bring the same energetics when you're going to talk to your parents, your 80-year-old parents, versus you're going on a first date, or talking to one of your bros. It's about metaphysics. It's all different stuff. Or when you're sprinting away from a dog who's barking at you, they're all different energies. And so you want to match them. You want to be contextually. This is the new cutting edge. I don't know. Actually, I don't know how we're going to top that. I think we're just going to have more and more awareness of more and more subtle energetics, and people will go into all these different dimensions. That's getting a little bit out there. But I'm just saying, like the new competitive advantage is being able to connect to the future. Use this free energy, sense, get neurodivergence is going to get bigger. New ways of perceiving, taking information, flavoring it, getting more intelligent. Those people are going to crush it.
I'm taking
in this thing. It's happening now. I mean, I'm it, you're it.
I'm literally tasting what you're saying.
It's time to bring this as a training to out there and give people program, especially the heart-centered people feel called to grow this new earth. I mean, by the new earth, I just mean Shambhala, where everybody wins at once. We all know we're going to crush that. We all know that, God chose this dream because it's, and when I say God chose it, we all chose it because we're all God. Because it's an awesome dream to be at a species about to tip from being in scarcity and conflict to all, just goofing around. What if like romantic comedies were actually good? Because we were all so much more creative and everybody's falling in love. And there's not so much unprocessed trauma that puts us in a bad mood. That's the thing is like a lot of people don't, for people who are in the West, understand computers, those like virus programs, sometimes they make your computer really slow. If you don't have any viruses, and you don't need a virus protector. Now we free up our energy. Suddenly, there's no more wars. Oh, nobody's worried about that. I can maybe spend a little bit more on me and my personal problem. Oh, there's universal income, everyone gets going crazy rich because we picked the more intelligent money. Like that's where we are in human history, and a lot of people are freaking out about the politics. But to me, it's just about synthesizing a few more ingredients and boom, we're into the cartoon world that awaits. And I mean that in a responsible cartoon, responsible kids. Isn't that what it says in the Bible? They teach them to come back, help people remember, they prepare their inner child. This guy with the roots thing, but my only reference to Jesus, and I want to get constantly next, is my spirit's like, you're not going to get anything out of the Bible. Nothing's wrong with the Bibles on my study more later. It says like, John, you really connect with people when you connect with their minds. So I actually pretended. Like somebody said, like, can you pretend maybe you were Jesus in a past life and help people understand how traumatized he must have been, or what his psychology must have been like, and what he might look like if he comes back, because a lot of people are waiting for him to come back. And so he said, like, can you just take a real Buddhist perspective and give him like a Buddhist tribute? So when you talk to Christians, you know, you have a personal experience with the Christ, and my experience is really deep. I'll talk about that some other time, but I wanted to plant that seed, and I also want to hear, did I answer your question? You know, getting back to, to the tuning systems, and also you had something, you said you had something you've been talking about, pondering about that you wanted to share is really important for me in the audience. So I'm also, feel free to transition to that or bring them together. Where are you at?
First, the transmission from Christ,
Nice.
from the carrier of Christ, which is my namesake, which is the bearer of Christ. The transmission from Christ consciousness. Be ye as little children, and thou shalt enter the kingdom of God. You, my children, can do all these things that I have done, and you can do even greater works than I. Not to idolize or idolizing me, it's taking me off a pedestal upon which I never was. Christ is you. Christ is in you. Allow the Christ to move through you and play in eternal peace and happiness in the kingdom as little children in a cartoon character show where all beings are free. So that was Christ. Thank you, Christ.
And a word like thanks you for bringing cartoon characters.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, I do want to get to the thing after we clarify Shiva, because I still don't have a clear understanding, but I do want to get to that thing. This idea that came to me the other day. I was like, whoa, I got to talk to Jonathan live. He has no idea what I'm going to talk to him about. He's
drum roll.
Yeah, bro. But let's put that off to the side for a moment. Okay. And what's that?
In the parking lot.
Yeah.
Facilitator
over the school bus. Shiva. So I want to share with you what I'm understanding, and then you can see if there's a blind spot, or something like that, according to this particular model. Because I'm interested in understanding this. I'm understanding Vishnu, like there's this energy that I can use with my attentional system. I'm using the language that I understand to focus on my connection with Vishnu. And it's like I have these two characters, one Vishnu, which I am ultimately is unbounded consciousness, and then I'm using the pathway of Vishnu as this interior character inside of Vishnu as being Shiva, so that and then in Brahman, I don't know. I'm
not conceptualizing it as doing it. I mean, I would imagine Vishnu. I'll go there because it feeds into what I was saying before. Like as you play with Vishnu more. Vishnu has just got more free creative energy. He will show you the subtle patterns that allow you to be in. Look, the Vajrayana Buddhism, it's different. I've talked to Zen people. I've done some other types. I've done Vipassana, so I've done some first turning, second turning practices. They legitimately went further. And there may have been some people in India who also crushed it on this thing too. I don't think they're the only ones, but each of them I think have their own spins. They got beyond all of the defense patterns, like all the biggest ones. And in order to do that, you really have to get this free energy. I mean, if you make your mind 100% quiet with a mantra, could you also do it that way? Some things that makes this sure, but I'm trying to point to people, if you don't have to meditate like zillions of hours a day anymore, if you understand what's going on, if you can conceptually get it, it's actually the knowing that gets it. It's if you can
travel 10 years in the past and tell past me that meditated for thousands of hours that I didn't need to do any of that.
Well, but there are different kinds of meditation. Yeah. No. I mean, I've sat on the pillow.
I'm happy for it.
No, I don't want to send a message that sitting on the pillow is wrong. I'm just trying to say, most people think about meditation. This is what this conversation is really going. they think about concentration first. I still my mind. Concentration practice is still important. You want to get enough space. It even says it. Oh, I love the T-Rex is here.
T-Rex, bro.
Yeah, can I play with T-Rex?
Please,
I don't,
yeah.
but I'm getting, he's going to show something. Okay, so imagine concentration is like the hands that are kind of like getting the beast to like chill out. Like, what if he's going and his hands are shaking around? The concentration meditation is going to get him still. But getting still is only part of the game, because what he really wants to do is to still. He wants to get enough space between Brahman and Vishnu. In other words, his observer, and he wants to get between what he's observing, so he can see the little subtle chain of reaction. Because it's happening so fucking fast. Most people are especially when they get trigger responses, there's not enough equanimity there because the observer doesn't have enough energy. So if Shiva's like, I want to hit a Vishnu, I want some unbound energy, he's just sharper. Also, it's like so like imagine Vishnu's like, your favorite flavor of Red Bull or Monster drink or whatever that is, or it could be like if you're into the health movement, that might be more like some oils or taking smoothies, energy drinks, things that give you boom. I love life. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I think I got it.
Come back to the T-Rex.
I think you helped me with this. I think you helped me define the exact thing. So we can use any verb here. I'll use observer and seer.
Yeah.
Brahman is the observed.
Yeah.
Shiva is the observer, and Vishnu is observing.
Say it one more time.
There's the seen, the seer, and seeing itself. So seen is Brahman.
Yes.
Seer,
yeah.
Observer,
yeah.
is Shiva.
Yes.
And seeing, all of that which is
yes,
is Vishnu.
Yes. Yes.
Oh!
Yeah. Yes, you got it.
Finally.
Yeah.
And that's a great other models that I've learned.
Yeah.
The scene, that 3-prong triple cutter, bro.
Yeah,
triple cutter.
The triple cutter.
That's exactly it, right?
Yeah, I think that's got to be the name.
I think so too. That's exactly it, though, right? Like
No, you got it. Yeah, because when you get the free energy, then you've got more energy. Now you want to give some control. It's called in Buddhism. It's a very technical terms. It's called non-particularizing. So here's what that means is. This is really esoteric. We have an advanced audience. Don't worry if you don't understand.
If you're still here with this, this is advanced audience.
Yeah. So particularizing means the Shiva part, the observer, the attentional system that like has a habit to picking this thing in this situation. So what you want to do is say, hey Vishnu, you got permission to go. You can change that. And which is what you need to do. Otherwise, you're fused to your root chakra defense patterns. Yeah. Just imagine me a baby and like he's crying like crazy, and your parents are around, and you're overheating, and so your defense patterns like, dude, you're gonna sweat yourself to death. I got to keep you alive. Your soul's meant to be here for a long time, and it sends like some sort of coddling. It says, why don't you tap your belly or go into imagination if they have that capacity. Mm-hmm. There's all different ways to do it. Soothing, self-soothing, and so. What happens is the baby is so worried it's going to die, it fuses its primordial identity too tightly with that survivor pattern, and it's critical. Yeah, that's where this concentration does it. So concentration will give you the separation. That's one line of development, and then you need a lot of people study mindfulness. Mindfulness is good too. It's like but that's a Shiva still covered with all his defense patterns and parts. Looking at reality, so it's just a little bit more aware. It improves, makes learning faster, and sometimes it can be combined with the calm staying things. But emptiness is the next level. This is where Vajrayana crushed it. Is they created actual techniques. It's fucking ingenious what they did. They Imam Mudra is one of the top two Vajrayana practices that are in Tibet. Is the two that I've studied, Dzogchen and Imam Mudra. Imam Mudra means great seal. So sealing like this. What are they sealing it with? Well, emptiness. What is emptiness? Emptiness is unbound energy. Emptiness
is of emptiness.
Yeah, but emptiness just means like maybe or open. It's like okay, because the particularizing pattern they don't describe it like this. But look, I'm just so people know I'm an original person. So I'm translating what I learned from Tibet and then combining it with like psychology and energy understanding. So these are Jonathan Mozenter's interpretations and custom things.
Mhm.
You're saying, what book did you get that from, Mozenter? Direct experience. And
Someone's gonna look up direct experience.
Yeah,
Who's the title?
by
Who's the
Jonathan
author?
Mozenter, Direct Experience by Jonathan.
Great
Hilarious.
title, man.
Yeah, that is an experience.
Let's
It's
yeah.
my personal God Bible, you know. And I love sharing it with brilliant people like you because we refine it together.
Totally.
And so that's what's happening as a species. So just getting back, so this is what they did. The game-changing thing is they came up with a technique. They trained their mind, said, okay, mind, instead of always, they didn't talk about it as a defense pattern, they just call it the sense of self. So whatever that sense, but sense of self is a very precise way of nailing it. But anyways, I'm getting the point. It's like anytime my old sense of self, like a program, like a mind program, what it does is it stamps it with this unbound free energy. Like, yeah, maybe, but maybe not. Maybe we'll do something else. So then the mind's got options. So always, instead of always going, but this unbound free energy is more intelligent, and you can even program it. This is what I do with my students, is I help them get really precise. Like, they learn the lesson, like when they're in this social situation, this talk with their kid or with themselves, they always go into this conditioned response. And then I say, like, okay, well, let's repattern it. Now, first thing you have to do is you have to get your attentional system to recognize the patterns that are getting in your way. And the higher up, the more precise you can be, the faster you get them. So I got all kinds of archetype models that will help people get to it fast, like Gene Keys, Human Design, 5 personality patterns, Enneagram are some of my top ones. So then what you do is you know what the patterns are getting your way. So now you got to do this thing. You got to tell your Shiva character, your observer, to stamp it with unbound energy. So you can do it through Vishnu, and you can be like, I'm going to smash that with an open, a maybe, an emptiness. So whatever it is, it's like, I got freedom. That's what all Vajrayana Buddhism wants to do, is free you. It's not a religion, guys. It's a set of protocols to help you free yourself from patterns that that you're stuck on. It gives you this extra juice, but it's not just patterns you're stuck on. It can actually be used for performance. You can get more energy. You can direct the energy. This is what I help people do. Is first I show them the different distinctions so they get more energy. Then I help them understand how to separate from the patterns, name them in a clever way, and then you gotta tell your Shiva, like, hey, hit Vishnu, give me some more energy. So when I'm in that pattern, now we know it real familiar. We're gonna get a new choice that's gonna put them a much better version of themselves, and it increases your ability to learn anything fast. It's extremely valuable. In my opinion, it's going to change the world, along with a bunch of other cool innovations. I don't think the problems of the world it's going to be solved by one person or AI. It's actually going to be about each person making themselves a better version of themselves. Thanks for
I'm gonna hit you in the face with pure Brahman.
Woo. All right. Where was I with that? I'm getting to circle back. I think you said a lot of ingenious stuff. I'm getting, maybe we've talked about that topic for a while. Maybe you should transition now
It feels complete.
into your idea. I think you had something you want to bring up for us.
Yeah, bro.
Somehow I'm sure it'll be there. Oh, my spirit says I want to bring in T-Rex. I'm going to give you T-Rex afterwards, so you might want to use them. But I want to finish the T-Rex thing. Okay.
T-Rex, look at its head. What is that?
I don't know. So let me finish the example. And you can do a deconstruction. You might have a better taxonomy of dinosaurs. You're closer to a child age than I am. But yeah, he's like a T-Rex with a spiked hat.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got the chicken pox. I don't know. All right. So
it's got COVID.
You got COVID. All right. Let's just take the COVID off. All right. All right. So now I want to show you the difference. So remember, we're talking about these 3 things. So concentration, like he's, I can't see what's going on. He's all over the place. So we do the concentration first, and then it's like his hands are waving. Okay, if I put my hands like this, like a breath up and down, breath up and down. Now he's relaxed. So now he's got a little bit of separation because he's calmer. There might be, and now if you teach him to, hey, you're the observer, look at your thoughts. Are they helping you? Do you really want to go for that one? How's that help good for you in the past? So what I do is I first, first we got to work with the observer that we know, the attentional system here. We got to give him some. So I'm like, hey, now that you're concentrated, focus on Vishnu, focus on the indestructible essence, the field of awareness and get some extra energy. And then he gets even more concentrated. And because he's got extra energy, he actually will make a better choice each time. That's all we're trying to do. And even better, the last part is if you give him the free energy and you teach him the best practices towards what's going to make him his dreams, he's going to have extra energy to get off the old pattern and new instructions. And boom, the species is rapidly off to a new direction. And, like once we get to here, he probably went off screen, but it's going to be unimaginably epic because, what the Buddhists know with dream yoga and stuff is that we are infinite imagination. And, these teachings are here. We're going to first create peace and beauty, and then we're going to show people how to have special powers slowly and safely. What is T-Rex doing for you, brother? I want to see how you're going to use them.
Yeah, so, and this will wrap up the Shiva, Vishnu, Brahman sector. What's coming to me, and again, I say this for practical, direct experience sake. Shiva is the tool. In this case, the tool is the dinosaur. Vishnu is the space in which the tool appears, and ultimately it is the tool and everything, but it's unbounded space upon which the tool is made from, which is Shiva. And that which Shiva works on is Brahman. So all of the other, which is all just the material of Vishnu anyway, Atman, but the Brahman is where the dinosaur plays, the world that it lives in.
Yeah.
And so that's
if I was a math equation, I would do Vishnu times Shiva equals most epic, extraordinary Brahman. We all want some extraordinary Brahman,
Yeah, I love
the most epic love, the most epic job, the most epic friends. So if you're playing at home and you like spiritual math, bring in Vishnu times Shiva. Vishnu first. So you want to maybe Shiva's even got a. Actually, it's actually probably like this. Shiva, I don't know what the math is. Shiva's got a point to Vishnu, and then you want Shiva to power Vishnu to power Shiva, and then Brahman, and then it's like a feedback loop that keeps on going.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the equation will be, but it reminds me of
first draft.
Yeah, totally. It's coming to us. So are you ready to hear this? The unknown variable.
Yeah.
So I was driving the other day, in the car in the passenger seat, and this thought came to me, and keep in mind, everyone, including you, John, I am playing in the realm of the unknown. And what I mean by that is, do we really know what would happen if suffering came to an end? Some people think, a friend of ours thinks that suffering is necessary for wisdom. What I was attempting to question this person on, and it ties into this realization, is I'm inviting us into the absolute unknown, as in, how do we know if we're fundamentally talking about a greater level of consciousness? The old models that have worked up until now may not apply anymore when we get to that level. And what I mean by that is, we don't know, I don't know, I'll speak for myself, that there isn't a way to live in absolute peace on earth, no suffering, no violence. And the only way that we learned that or got to that is through suffering. I believe there is another pathway available. Amen. And so that's this example. Like now that we have the framework of, we're stepping into the unknown. What if the way that this works is, when I wake up and realize that I consciously chosen this whole thing, and God above, or Vishnu, like it's all me, but different, this is different formulations and modulations of consciousness is what I've experienced.
Yeah.
But I don't experience separation. All this is me, and it's intimately from direct experience. Me. That's my book, Direct Experience.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll write one together called Direct Experience.
Direct Experience.
John, we're writing it already.
Yeah.
So what if
a video version?
Yeah, exactly. What if upon awakening, what we realize is, oh my goodness, I love this so much, and I press this button, and now, and maybe I'll get to 101 years old before I press this button, because I would like to grieve the loss of my loved ones, and I realized that I want to feel that separation from the beloved, because grief is an extension of love. To me, grief is nothing but love longing for itself in the perceived absence of itself. And so what if I get to 101, and everyone could do this at their different ages, because this is holographic and fractal.
Yeah.
And I press this button, and then everything, I'm like, I love this whole story, I want to do it again. But instead of pressing it and me dying from 101, time just starts to move backwards. And it goes to before I was born, all the way back to whatever the first thing was. And then I get to the first thing and I'm like, let's do it again. And so I just am in this thing where I'm going, and I can make it different. There can be like different nuances in the learning. But this is a model instead of rebirth, where I die or you die. You get to an age, we all get to this certain age, and we're all like, boop, and we start moving backwards in time until the beginning, and then forwards, and we get to do it a little bit different. What do you think about that? Is that possible?
Absolutely, it's possible. Yeah. This is your mind. And the more people who get on that same page together, and belief system, because belief drives everything. It doesn't drive everything. There are spiritual laws. So, I can't just be like giant spaghetti monster and then
I do it. Show me right now.
Yeah, it's like I don't have those instruction books. but
do you guys see the giant spaghetti monster?
Something inside me says, like, being human's awesome, and people who want to turn in giant spaghetti monsters, like, technically it's possible. Like, the spirit wants to see peace. It wants intelligent people not doing something crazy like that, but like it's more like, how do we get the people peaceful? Because if you get more things are possible when you have more consciousnesses. We're ultimately if you understand idealism, which is this idea, it's one big giant mind, like multiple personalities, but they're all ultimately one. It's like we all have multiple personalities. That's what parts are. A lot of times, I admit I'll high or even not high. I talk to myself, and a lot of times I judge myself. Why are you talking to yourself? And I realize it's just because I have different voices, and when I talk out loud, it's like let's say I got 100 voices or whatever more probably, but and
maybe 8 billion.
Yeah, I mean, like, probably more. But my point is, like, people aren't aware of it. They all have these different voices. Let's just make it a smaller number, like 11.
Sure.
And you get some primary ones, and maybe they have subtle parts that you get to know as you get more spiritually advanced. But my spiritually advanced, all I mean is you have the ability to penetrate more light, deeper and deeper conscious, so you can see what's going on deeper, more in your own mind. And the more you penetrate your own mind, the more spiritual wisdom there is. That's been my experience. And we could certainly test that, with like program evaluation and that kind of stuff. But let's get back to your question. Can we do that? Absolutely. That's a little bit more doable. I have had some time bending. They're called time bending experiences. Nothing extreme like that. I've got 2 or 3. I mean, one that was like hilarious. I'm like in Colorado. You could
time check too.
Oh yeah, it's like 12:19.
Cool. 11 more minutes.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna carry a very short story, and then it's actually funny.
Yeah.
Me and my ex-girlfriend, in Colorado. We were supposed to meet another couple. So this is something that involved like 4 people, and so Rachel and I were supposed to meet Michael and Heather, and we were in Longmont, and we had to get there in like a half hour, and we came back from a hike or something, and we're like, oh shit, we gotta get all ready. Both of us are notoriously long showers and take forever. So we called them up and we're like, we're supposed to meet you at 6. Let's make it 6:30, and we're just hoping we're gonna get that. And then like they're like they were a little bummed out. So like, oh, I feel guilty. And we're like, all right. So then so what happened was, I don't know, both of us went off. We had 2 showers. We got ready, and it felt like 20 minutes, half hour passed by. Both of us said the same thing. We came back to go out the door, and like 3 minutes had passed on the clock. And we looked at our phone and everything. We're like, I don't know how that happened, but I know my teacher told me you conscious of that. So yeah, time bending. It was a time bending experience, a real one. I've had some other ones, but I can't do it on demand or anything like that. But I think as we get more spiritually advanced, that some stuff is possible. And sometimes some people say like, oh, if you just had it as a random kind of thing, like, are you high, Jonathan? I mean, I'm smoking this episode, but I'm not a wake and bake. I'm not high all the time. I'm positive. Those times
Are you
are,
high right now?
what I'm a little bit high, but I mean, I'm also kind of what I'm like. You know, to me, it's just like a little bit of booster.
Right.
Doesn't do a ton, but sometimes it connects some wires for. I'm doing it for performance, not nothing else. I'm not feeling like nervous or anything. I mean, I do podcasts all the time, and most of like 99% of the time I'm straight. You know, I'm sober. But I don't know. Something said to play with it. We've done that at some of the previous ones. I like to run experiments. Psycho spiritual stacking. Yeah, we've had epic conversations either way. But experiments are good. And something is saying, let's go back a little bit to experiments and what you were saying, because I think because one of the things that happened up here in Repo, there's a lot of brilliant people like Christopher and I, we got a whole epic men's group, and we're all excited to experiment with development, like psychology, energy, and these maps. We're all into these gene keys, human design, Enneagram, Vajrayana Buddhism. We're into the Western, as we got guys into, Western esotericism, theosophy, Rudolf Steiner. There's like seems like every discipline's got a dude or a woman here, or multiple follows come up a lot. And we get into these talks, and now we're getting to this place where we're starting to run experiments. Imagine a world, has a new kind of play where instead of like getting drunk and growing up and making asses of ourselves, alcohol is place, a little liquid courage. I enjoy it sometimes. But what if,
Might have a beer.
Yeah. Instead of giving that up, I'm not saying give it up. What if sometimes we get high and we get to know ourselves a little better? We have more.
Go in instead of avoid.
Yes, we go in.
Use it as a tool.
Yes.
To be with.
So imagining protocols, maps, and energy, intelligent use of energy, like as a game where I could probably invent infinite number on, especially if I had a team of people who had the same passion and ability, and we all, brought our expertises, multiple games. I see that as this is why I'm so optimistic. I think wisdom, people are going to start getting smarter fast through gamification.
Totally.
Put it in an app.
If it's fun.
Playful games. Yeah. What if friends? Yeah, I'm really into this comedian Taylor Tomlinson. She's this like really gorgeous, really intelligent.
I see why you're really into her.
Yeah, well, she's epic everywhere, and basically what I love about her is, she's like really funny, kind of edgy, but she's like wholesome. She's got high integrity, and she's this yeah, absolutely. She's hot and she's cutie. Yeah, she looks like the full package. I don't know. Like the first thing, once there's a physical attraction, the first thing I look for a woman is depth. Actually, like someone who can get intimate with themselves. Like she talks about being in therapy and road. Those are the kinds of things I'm into. And your partner is all into that stuff too. So I don't know you appreciate that. But these games, I think, will redirect the youth. I have some clients in their 20s, and they're getting into it. I think a lot of that generation are tuning out the politics. They know it's all Illuminati influence. It's all influenced by Illuminati can mean a lot of things. It could be military industrial complex. It could be banks. It could be old families. My son thinks it's a little bit of everything. AI. Yeah. Well, I think it's greed fueled by separation, insecurity, which is connected to these defense parts. We forgot we were God and we could digest everything. Yeah. So it turns out when you remember your God and you digest your full experience with unbound energy connected, you can up into eternal beings. I just said a lot. Go for it.
Boom. I love it. I my closing remark, and then if you want to guide us through like a closing energy bundling, that would be my invitation.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, my closing remark actually is maybe a little it's previous. You said something a few minutes ago about being high, and I like a joke that I have is, no, I'm not high. I'm just simply living my exalted state. But also I want to give a tribute, and this is the shout out. This is a shout out to my dear friend who was on the podcast, Turian Bassett. He was on the podcast a couple of years ago. He's a genius. He's like Einstein, his dad, and funny. It's like you're gonna meet this guy. He's tattooed this on my body.
Whoa.
It's one of my best
Oh,
friends.
for those who can't see, you want to show that.
It says "Don't forget," and it's my father's handwriting.
Wow.
And his dad actually passed away of an infection from hepatitis infection from a tattoo. So like it's an honor to receive it from him. We had Midnight Gospel on. I thought it was gonna take 30 minutes. His whole basement, I felt like it was like a crime scene lab, but it's in honor of his father. He gave me this in a way. That's how I understood it. And he gives me this tattoo in my father's handwriting. And Turian, he gave me some incredible feedback. He once was watching Facebook, and he's like, "Bro, you like do this thing where you're like very serious on social media, and it's not you." He's like, it's not like I don't get a sense that it's the real you. There's like this character that you created. This was like 4 years ago, and ever since he shared that, I took it to heart because he's one of my best friends. It was true, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't feel authentic. I feel awkward. And ever since then, I've checked in with him. I was like, I'm experiencing the real me, and I understand the memory that I have is like, yeah, dude, that's pretty much like, yeah, there's still room for improvement, but I'm interested in being me, whether this is playing or whether it's just you and I, or whether we're at a men's circle. That's not to say like there are appropriate contexts where I behave one way with Zlatka versus with you, but I want the core me.
Yeah.
Like it's too much heavy lifting to go around pretending and buying into Illuminati, actually, is what it was previously, because I was afraid. And I was like, oh, I have to present this character that looks like this, but then so much of my character was missing out. And people didn't really get a sense for who I was, because I was speaking in a way where I was giving somebody what I thought they wanted or thought they needed, and limiting myself in such a profound way instead of just being my artistic, playful, free, goofy, vulnerable, powerful self.
I love that. Well, that's funny you said
Thank
it,
you,
because
Terry.
I mentioned that I'm gonna get Snoopy tattoo right here. This is the only one I'm gonna get. I play with a lot of archetypes, but the one I want to remember first is gonna be Snoopy's gonna be really happy, and he's gonna be like a magician.
He's gonna have like a Vishnu symbol on his forehead or something.
I don't know. I haven't got into that. Maybe in his coat, I'll put some like
something.
The codes, maybe like an infinity code.
Yeah.
Something. The Vajra symbolizes Vishnu.
Freaking
Tuppy
with the Vajra and a wand.
Oh, dude.
Whoa.
That's it.
Done.
You can't get better than that. It's like indestructible essence is it, dude.
That's great.
I mean, my character, my Snoopy character, like I got a dream. Like this is what I want to help people do. To understand is I got all these epic ideas because I first did the Vajrayana Buddhism, and I figured out that I was Vishnu and I was Shiva, and I knew how to get really high energy and then direct it. And then the psychedelics, when after like 5 years of meditating and doing that, on the pillow every day, all of a sudden the psychedelics started bringing up all kinds of stuff that was not, I didn't have enough light. The practice only goes so deep, so fast. The psychedelics, when I was ready, made everything go faster. All of a sudden I was penetrating my psyche. It's giving me shamanic experiences. Tantra life is tantra. During the psychedelic experience, if you let the energy like take you over, I can tell you all kinds of wild stories another time, like just where you let the energy take over you mentally, physically, so that you let shed an old pattern that's not you, and you just bring it to something to do. And what I do is I help people create energy bundles that help influence it. So there's a little bit of, you get to control it. Control is a little stronger word, but strongly influence it in a way. We first emphasize safety, and then we push it towards the obstacle that you want to get removed. I gotta I play a lot with Ganesha, the obstacle remover. So when I'm focusing on solving problems, that's what we want to do it. We want people to get in the psychedelic experience, really already self-aware, because the energy, just like if you tell it what to do, it's only as good as your self-awareness. So if you get directed like a psycho-spiritual surgeon, it's way more effective than if you just say like, I'd like to be a nicer person, which is good. That's like, intention 101. I'm at like intention 333, and I want for people to want to get that kind of level of precision when you have the kind of match, the the energy you put in, like, up to 11. I don't know. I stack a lot of stuff. We'll add them one at a time. I'll show people how to stack the distinctions. So with that, we want to finish it with an energy bundle, right?
Please,
Let's. I got a short one. All right, we're right on time. It's almost 12:33. I still be like numerology. And if it's we end at 12:33, it's a lot of threes. So let's do a 2-minute one. Put your left hand up. Everybody find Vishnu. We're gonna actually do the energy pattern right now. Everybody find Vishnu. Find the lucid awareness. It's always right, the field of awareness. Now feel super energy rich energy shooting through your body like a flow state, a peak experience. You have it right now. Woo! Dog's getting restless.
We got a dog in here.
Yeah, pick up your other hand. And now it's going to get our observer. And now fuse the two. I am the unbound energy, back and forth, back and forth. Start to blend Shiva and Vishnu. Dear Shiva, always reference Vishnu first. First, back and forth. 3, 2, 1, boom. All right, put all your left hand out here. And then we're to the last part, we're going to honor Brahman. So now that we've mixed our masculine and feminine in the most amazing way, which is extraordinary. Imagine your highest dream, but it has to be a dream where you and everybody's peaceful and having their flavor of abundance. You know, we're eliminating just a few things like killing, stealing, mass corruption. We'll come up with some other stuffs. Maybe don't yell during it. Yeah, suffering. We'll talk about suffering another time. But let's go back and forth between that. We've got Vishnu, feeling, Shiva, great, extraordinary, Brahman, back and forth. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Takuma Lum. Let's on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Toss it up into the air. Woo! Weaver, take the energy, spread it where it needs to go. Make all the right people who need to watch this video see it. Amen. Woo!
Wow.
Dogs approved.
The dogs approved. Thank you, everybody. Please reach out to me or Jonathan in the description. There'll be all the ways to connect with us. I have an epic event version coming up. Jonathan's got a bunch of beautiful offerings.
Triple Cutter wants me to say that I'm having an Energy Unleashed platform special that I will be announcing very soon on my social media. Go to Facebook, Mozenter, follow me there, and my also YouTube at Mozenter, Mozenter.com. And this program will show people how to stack all these distinctions and with the psychedelics for extraordinary rapid growth, for lasting transformation. Amen. Triple Cutter, high five.
Hallelujah.
You want to give him a high five? Pokemon. Woo!
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Jonathan and I are obviously going to continue this. If you want to be here live for one of these conversations, just message him or myself, and you can actually participate live on Zoom with us in one of these, or on the mountain in person together. So until then, remember,
And Shiva.
and Shiva, and Vishnu, and Brahman.
Yeah, we got to talk about the future part, how that fits in.
Dang, bro.